What's up, Preston? I am pumped to have you on here. You've been just absolutely crushed since you joined. But before we dive into it, can you just introduce yourself and just share about, who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so my name is Preston Johnson. I live in Auburn, Alabama. Right now, I'm actually a college student. I got about a year left before I graduate. And pretty much for my whole college career, I've been operating in the entrepreneurial capacities with different ventures and all that sort of stuff. And really recently, I've been invited to come on board part of a startup company. And it's been a really big success. It's been a really big success for us. So
Awesome, man. Awesome. So, before you and I started working together, what was the problem or challenge you ran into before you joined our program?
So I'll say this. Before I got on board, I was invited, like I said, I was invited to be, come on board the startup company. And I knew that we had a very limited window of opportunity to get this thing to really grow. I knew the sales cycle was pretty short. And the biggest thing is that I didn't necessarily have a problem at that time because I was just coming on board. But I knew that because we only had the limited time, I had to really do something. I had to learn. I knew I needed to learn something new. And so I didn't have a problem. I was actually really confident in myself and my abilities. But really, after joining the program, I was like, man, like we would not be where we are today if I had not joined your program. 100%.
I
100%.
love it, man. I love it.
It's been
And
great.
for you, you know, what are, like, why'd you choose a program specifically? Because you say you were confident, you could just kind of try to figure it on your own. But for you, well, why'd you choose to join our program specifically?
Look, it's pretty much like if you want to get to point B and you're sitting at point A and you only have a certain amount of time, I mean, you're only going to get older. Okay. So the biggest thing is that if you can learn from someone who has that experience and, by looking at your LinkedIn and your resume and all the free content that you've actually been putting out there, I was like, this guy's legit. Okay. Because nowadays you have all these online gurus. And
Oh
for
yeah.
me, I could see all that. And it was pretty obvious that it wasn't legit. Um, so for me, when I joined up, I just knew that I had to take a risk. It wasn't really a risk. I was betting on myself, but I knew I had to take this chance to learn something that I already don't know, to speed up the process of which, I could be successful. The sooner you can be successful, the sooner you can start enjoying your life, I guess. Right.
Oh, I love it. And for you, about how long did it take for you to see just any type of results?
So I made my largest deal. I'll say this. Initially, I was driving. I was driving all the time, hours out every day. I would go get donuts, drop them off. And then after I started your program, I had the confidence to get on the phones. So instead of me meeting 3 people a day, it jumped up meeting 20 to 30 people a day, getting on the phones, having that confidence. And I would not have made one crucial phone call without the knowledge that I gained through the program.
Mm.
It just wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have even thought of I wouldn't have thought of that. I had the ability to make that phone call and develop a relationship. I mean, it's night and day. I just wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have known.
I love it, man. That's amazing. So for you, about how long did it take for you to earn back just your initial investment in the program?
2 months.
I love it, man. And I mean, you've been program for a while. And what are maybe some of your proudest outcomes you've had since you joined?
Well, really, it's the fact that being a part of a startup company, we started at pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
So that's what really made it difficult. When I'm trying to work with these clients, I didn't have anybody to point at and say, hey, they're using this. I'm with this large corporation. Everybody knows our name. It's like nobody knew who we were. And so the fact that now we have thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are using our services is amazing.
It's amazing,
It's
man.
honestly, as a result of me taking this program, it's doubled.
Hmm.
It's more than doubled what our company has been able to do in the past 6 months.
Dude,
It's
that's
crazy.
wild, man. That's
It's crazy.
wild.
Yeah.
And how's your how's your personal life, just changed since you've achieved this, these incredible results?
I mean, honestly, it's changed some. Actually, yeah, yeah. It's been nice. It's been nice. For me as a college student, it's really nice because just not having money as a college student isn't fun. I'll tell you that. And now, this is what I'm going to be doing after I graduate, so I have that secure. And it's just a blessing. It is a blessing. Not having to worry about paying the bills has been amazing. It's
Yeah.
just different, because I've been doing that my whole college career. It's just like scraping by, scraping by. And so now I actually get to enjoy myself to some degree. So,
Well, I tell you what, man. I mean, my program is great, but you're putting the action in. I mean, you're going to school full time, you're working full time, you're making all this magic happen. That's not easy, man. That's you putting the work in. So, where do you think where do you think you'd be right now if you hadn't taken action and hadn't joined the program?
shoot. I'll say this, if I hadn't taken action with the program, I would not be as happy as I am.
Mhm.
I'm someone who has to work on something constantly, but there's just so many limitations of, especially with my degree. It's crazy. You spend $100,000 getting your degree, right?
Mhm.
How many classes are you taking? And you're not going to use any of that knowledge that you gain. For me, like, calculus class or something like that, I'm in sales. I don't know about you, but I'm not.
I never use calculus, never.
Right, exactly. So, it's been great, honestly. The confidence level has increased a ton. I'm a lot happier. If I wasn't doing this, I don't know what I would be doing. I would be trying to do something, but I just don't think I would have gotten over that edge.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think there is a place where I wouldn't have done this. Like,
Yeah.
I've been telling people this is something that you need to really look into, because now with the program, let's just say this doesn't work out. I have the confidence to go into any industry, just about any industry, and do great sales. I have the tools. That's the key, is I have the confidence in the tools that I need to execute and, bring some value to a company.
I love that, man. Now,
Yeah.
if there's someone watching this that's on the fence about joining a program, what would you say to them?
So you got two options, right? You could say, I'm pretty good at doing sales, or, I'm going to get to, I'm going to be successful in all this sort of stuff. The option is that it's going to take you a lot longer. It could take you 20 years to do so, because you're going to figure out the hard way and all that. Or you can learn from somebody directly. And honestly, it's like, for me, like I said, it took me 2 months. And the things that I learned, I probably wouldn't have learned maybe ever, or I would have learned 20 years down the line when the opportunity is no longer there. So if you have an opportunity sitting at your table right now, with any kind of business, or you're, kind of on the fence of maybe going into sales, or you are in sales and you really want to start crushing it, and really stick out in your organization, it's a no-brainer. It is a no-brainer. I don't know what to tell you. If you don't do it, you're just missing out. Simple as that. Simple as that. I mean, I put my, just bet on yourself. Bet on yourself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's interesting, right? What if someone said, Preston, sounds cool, but I don't think I have the money to actually do it? Like, what if they didn't believe they had the money to invest to begin with? What would you tell them?
They don't have the money to invest to begin with. I would probably say you need to work something on the side. Here's the thing: is, let's say you have to get to that certain dollar amount to where you can join the program. The sooner you get to that dollar amount, the sooner you'll be in a position where that dollar amount does not matter anymore.
I love it.
That amount does not matter. So the longer you put it off, the longer you're going to be in a position to where the amount of money to join the program is substantial, where, after the fact, you're gonna thank yourself. You will thank yourself for it.
I love it, man.
I'll say this, I've learned more through this program. I'm able to apply the knowledge um, so much more than what I've learned in school. It's silly. Really. It's so
Oh, yeah.
funny. It blows my mind.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
someone could take this. They don't need any college education. You don't need anything at all. You could take this program, learn from it, and you will be ahead of the people that haven't taken this program, have college degrees, all that sort of stuff. Doesn't matter. If you have the drive and the will, and you put all the knowledge into action, you're going to be successful. It's
I
that
love
simple.
it, man.
It's that simple. So.
Well, I appreciate you, brother. So super proud of you again. Any last word before we wrap up?
Thank you. Appreciate it, Marcus. If it wasn't for you, our company would not be where it is today.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks again. Preston, thanks so much, man. You are a rock star. Keep crushing, all right?
All right. Thank you, Marcus.